Hi, I'm Sam Chapman, and today I want to talk to you about reviewing an app actually because um, my health, I tend to intuitively go with what I need. I know that, say, for instance, running isn't always good for me and for my body because high amounts of aerobic exercise for me personally build a lot of cortisol, and that's because of my build. So working with athletes, I've worked with other extraordinary experts and worked out a lot about my body, and also the intuitive work that I do and the meditation stuff to really get to know who I am. So I know that I have a lot of muscle. I'm a curvy lady, and I have, like, you can't really see, I don't know if you can see, but for a girl, I'm very muscly, which when I was younger, I used to look at Barbie and think that it was just, I really wished that I had a different figure, if I'm honest. And I think it's so emotional because there's a lot of us out there as women who feel that our bodies aren't good enough because they don't meet the match of tall and skinny. And it wasn't until I started to grow up that I realised that I actually really enjoyed being petite, which was also great. And secondly, what has been fantastic for me personally is seeing them move from a model, but then not just to what I would call, really skinny, into muscly. So I would love to praise the fitness industry for the movement towards strong rather than skinny. And it's almost become like not cool to be skinny anymore, in a way that, trying to not eat isn't cool. And every figure in my mind is beautiful in its own right, but we weren't, in my mind, celebrating all different types. And I know as a little girl, the media was saying this is what that you need to look like if you want to be right. And the industry of marketing is to make us feel that we're not right. So when you realize that, and you realize, it's about self-acceptance and working out who you are, you start to look at your body type, and the things that work for you may not work for someone else. So I always ran, and I was a runner, and I thought, I used to be like, sometimes I'd get to a size 6 and I'd never have six pack. I couldn't understand why. I would still have a bloated tummy, so I'd kind of have that shape. And it was because I didn't do weights. I didn't really understand that that was what my body type needed until I went to this guy who was awesome, worked with the athletes as well. And he measured me and looked at my body type, and he said, you need more protein base, which I had started to work out with the alkaline diet and things I've been doing myself. But I really had never looked into weights. And then he said to me, look, if you do running, it's not very good for your body. And I said, but I love running. And he said, yeah, so, and it was quite an interesting, harsh comment, but he said, so does a drug addict love their drugs. He said, you're addicted to it because it's a way of releasing, but it's actually causing an internal stress, which is why your stomach is never flat as you want it to be. And I was just like, oh my God, I never thought, you think about foods, but you'd never think that doing something like running would not be good for your body. So that took me on to doing weights, and for the first time, I'm 37 now, and for the first time in my life, I've really engaged in my first ever weights program. So I used to do bits of weights at the gym, but I didn't really understand it. And the one that I have found was actually, I'm going to find it on my phone here, was actually recommended by my partner Liam, and had talked to someone else, and I got the intuition that I needed to start to do weights because I hadn't listened to that guy for, it took me a while to take it in and do something about it. And then I was speaking with a PT and said, oh, I need some weights, and she recommended some weights to me. And then again, I've realized that I need a system. If I have a system, not like if someone just says, oh, here's a plan for you, go do it, doesn't work. I need to know, here's where I am, and I want to know every step to get to there, and then just give me like week 1. So my partner Liam had bought some weights in the gym and a rack, and he was using a thing called an app called 5x5. And there is this concern for women that if you are building weights, that, and especially for someone like me who's already very muscly, I would, years ago I'd panic and think, oh my God, I'm going to get really muscly because I'm muscly already. That would have been my fear, but it's not the case. And so I started on 5x5, and I'm just going to show you here. And I don't think that I can, it's just this little app here, 5x5, and I'll share it with you on my screen. And what is brilliant about it is that it gives you a calendar and it has videos in it to show you. So someone new like me, I didn't really know the best way, although I tried things like CrossFit. I did get an injury there, which even though I'd expressed I had injuries, what I've realized about my body is that if there's anything jolting, now it could even be yoga. I've done it in yoga before, and I've done it in other sort of types. Everybody is different, so one type of exercise would suit your friend, may not suit you. I can weightlift because it's really still movements, and are you getting into a position, and I'm very frontal strong, and I wanted to strengthen like the backs of my legs and my back. And by doing the weightlifts, I never thought in a million years, because I'd had back injuries off when I had, and down in my coccyx when I had Harry, I never thought that I was going to be able to lift. I am not a person that thought I'd be able to lift heavy. And honestly, when I started to look at the weight, I just used to think, how am I going to lift that? And like I said, I tried CrossFit, which I know is fantastic for a lot of people, but when it moves and jolts and things, I did get, personally, I got an injury, which I know there's a lot of people there's some who love it, hate it. Like I say, I'm an advocate for whatever is right for your body and understanding intuitively what's right for you. Great for one person, not great for another. Same with, like I say, yoga doesn't work for me, Pilates I can do. It's because even moving into downward dog from like different positions for me, it twists my knees and I'm hypermobile. So it puts me into positions what just don't work. But weights for me, because it's very still and lifting, I've got to, I think it was 75 kilos the other day, and I was, one, for my self-confidence, it was absolutely amazing. And two, it was the feeling that I had the strength again. It is giving me in my life a huge change in like going into you see, I could lift things when I was younger really, really strong. I could lift a mattress. I'm super strong for a girl. I'd lift a mattress up like 2 flights of stairs. But then I couldn't, after I had Harry and I had the injury, I couldn't even shake a bed cover. Now I could lift some other things, but it was the angle here down to my tummy and the muscles that it was using. Well, now that I've been doing the weights, I can do that. And the other day I went into a supermarket and wanted to lift bottles of water. And again, it's the angle. I couldn't, before I was doing the weights, I couldn't lift it because of the angle to grab them and pull them out and then lift them in the trolley. And I just thought, I'll give it a try. And I lifted it so easily. I mean, I'm obviously emotional when I talk about it, because to be injured for so long, you don't realize how much it's impacted you. And yes, I can get fit to a certain level, but it would mean that I didn't realize how much I was just avoiding little movements in my everyday life, like picking up 3 to 6 bottles of water. So that is why I'm so passionate about lifting for me as a woman, and especially as a woman, if you are thinking, oh, I've had a baby and I can't lift weights, you start off super small and it builds up. And that is why I'm recommending StrongLifts. So, you put in the months, you put in your weight, you can reduce the weight. There's the videos and they will show you what to do. And it graphs out, everything you've done. What I love is that the workouts, so it gives you the workouts, and then you can press on the video and find out the videos and find out a bit about them. Then you come back to your this is it. This is what I love. And it is, you tick it. So you press one and then you can rest for say 3 minutes, or if it's easy, you can rest for 90 seconds. And say for instance, I didn't lift for over, say, I normally do it every 2 to 3 days. You only do it 3 times a week. And that was great for me. And I know I've got a schedule and a system. And I didn't lift for, I think it was 5 days or something like that. I'd been going for, I think, 6 weeks, and I had my mum here. We were out, we did some great stuff, went to Adele and things like that. And I was so busy that I didn't lift and what happened was, the workout said when I went onto it, I see you haven't lifted for a while, let's reduce your load. And I love that it is actually working to say for you what is going to help you. And there's sometimes I've come to weights and I absolutely know that it's gonna maybe impact on my back in a way that's not good, and you just basically click on the weight at the top, and then you can reduce it there. So it's a massive thumbs up, and I'm gonna basically share my screen with you now and show you this so that you can see it. StrongLift at the top there, you can see, so you can see it's red, and I've showed you the app, and this is what I do. And I can't recommend it high enough, because for me, I've realized I need a system. I need to know when I'm going to be doing it. So I know I do it Monday, Wednesday, and Friday now, and it is in my schedule. And anything I do on repetition, especially as a coach, I know with timekeeping, with organization, for me, if I do repetition, and I know it's in my schedule, I will get it done. And that is what's happened with this. So I highly recommend StrongLift. I know that there's a load of guys using it, and I was a little bit intimidated as a woman, and it's been absolutely fantastic for my confidence, for my self-belief, for learning something new, and in so many ways I'm super grateful. So yeah, I would recommend you go onto your phone and get the app, or just look at this. This is stronglifts.com. Okay, Brill, bye.